Hi guys, how is it going tonight? It's now February 1st, about 8 p.m., and we're going to do a quick analysis on XLM because I feel a lot of fear, panic in the market right now, and I just want to address some concerns of mine for XLM, And yeah, Bitcoin's been on quite a tear today. Wouldn't you guys agree, huh? So if you guys enjoy these videos of mine, I'd really appreciate an upvote on Steam it, and make sure you also like, subscribe, and share the stuff on YouTube and on Twitter as well. And other than that, if you guys really love these videos, you're welcome to buy myself and Luna a beer or a coffee, but don't ever feel obligated. So guys, let's talk about XLM really quickly here, okay? So I think a lot of people are super worried about it right now, and you guys should be, right? You guys absolutely should be, because we first of all have to think about the market in general, okay? We have to acknowledge the fact that Bitcoin is, of course, in a very big correction phase right now. And I'm sure that we're all going to agree that Bitcoin's under pressure. And Bitcoin will tank $500 and Bitcoin will tank 500 more. You guys know what I mean, right? Bitcoin had them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. The whole market was looking at her. Bitcoin hit the floor. Next thing you know, Bitcoin got low. So I just want to sing a few songs dedicated to Bitcoin there if you guys didn't get that vibe. I'm sorry. That was completely spontaneous. If you guys ever hang out with me in person, you will get a lot of impromptus like that, whether it's dancing or singing. You guys gotta understand that it doesn't matter what you do in life, okay? You have to laugh. You have to be able to joke about things. You have to enjoy the moment, right? You don't ever seize the moment, though. You just let the moment seize you, right? If something awesome happens, you guys just stop in your tracks and let the moment seize you. And that's the kind of philosophy that I adopt in life. And especially that, we don't try to put others down. We don't try to make anyone feel bad, because we don't need to put ourselves above anyone, especially in cryptocurrency. But basically what I'm trying to say is that you guys know I have a very joking personality, okay? And I'm always going to joke around, and I'm always going to try to make you guys laugh, and not all of you will laugh, and some of you guys might find it very annoying. But understand that it's just me, and I'm not going to change myself for anyone because I'm so happy with who I am. So let's talk about Bitcoin. It's going down right now, okay? Now, what we need to ask ourselves is, what is going on with Bitcoin, and is it almost done correcting right now? And yeah, it's almost done correcting. So you guys need to ask yourself as well, are you a trader or are you an investor? Are you holding a swing position? Are you trading, right? Or are you basically in it for the very long haul? So what we see Bitcoin doing is this right here. We see Bitcoin wedging into between 7,900 and 8,400. We're almost at my target, right? And once we get there, there's a very likely chance that we're going to break out. Now, if you look at XLM and the things that I have written on here before, okay? So here was the trade setup that I basically recommended, right? 4,800 to 5,100 Satoshi to enter, targeting 6,200 Satoshi there, and a stop loss at 44 to 4,600. That depends on your comfort. Now, we have to ask ourselves, what kind of position are you guys in? Are you okay to take a loss? Do you want to manage some of your risk or shed it? Do you want to take half of your loss maybe and hold half of it and put some of it in another coin that might show a lot of promise? So, excuse me there, I just had some coffee and it was weird. So yeah, so you got to ask yourself, are you guys comfortable to be in this situation right now, right? Are you okay being in this situation? How much tolerance to pain can you actually have? Can you guys handle this? Every time you go into a trade, you also need to know exactly where your stop loss is, where your target is as well. And you need to know as well and ask yourself deep down, do I have the emotional discipline to actually go through with this trade and carry it out to my plan, right? Do I have the discipline and the mentality in general as well to follow through with the plan? And will I be okay to take a loss? Have you come to accept the fact that sometimes a loss might happen? As much as we would like to win 100% of the time, it's not going to happen, folks. It's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. You are going to lose some trades, and we try to look for high probability setups. We try to identify key resistance and support areas to enter as well, right? And unfortunately, you're not going to win every single trade. So I believe that Bitcoin is very much so close to the bottom. I believe that Stellar Lumens is a pretty cool coin fundamentally as well. The charts look pretty good as well to me, okay? So there's a lot of things going on for Stellar Lumens. But first of all, figure out what kind of holder you are or trader that you are. I mean, I know a lot of you guys are in this boat right now where you're wondering, should I take a loss? Is the market just gonna die? Well, do you believe that the market is going to die entirely and cryptocurrency will vanish from the face of the earth? I don't. I think Stellar Lumens is a really good long-term project as well. It's got a lot of potential. The impulse moves up were actually beautiful, right? And sometimes waves, they might fail. Who knows? But we are still in the buy zone right now, guys. And yes, we are ticking down because Bitcoin is obviously affecting it right now a lot, as we can see in the past 45 minutes. So let's go over some indicators first of all, right? Let's go to the daily and see where it finished off just yesterday, about 3 hours ago. So the daily candle obviously was very bearish, right? Very, very bearish, and it's natural. They didn't have too much volume compared to the previous day though. Now let's see where the RSI support is for the daily. We've broken RSI support already on the daily, okay? So most likely we'll end up trending a little bit further down now. That's my opinion. But just based on how everything is look. 3 hours reaching oversold zones. 2 hours, not quite. 1 hour, it's bouncing off of about the 30 range right here. 45 minutes, it's bouncing off of this key support range right there as well. Here it's hovering right above 30 as well. So now let's talk about some different scenarios, okay? Are you guys a long-term holder? Now I'm going to give you guys my opinion of what I'm looking for. First of all, when you guys see something like an entry range of 48 to 5800 Satoshi, it was right around here, right? And of course a lot of you guys took this trade here, and if you guys did, congratulations. You would have made a pretty decent profit actually. You would have made almost a 9-10% profit depending on where you actually took your profit. So it's a pretty good trade. What I would recommend always to everybody is whenever we get to a very high peak, okay? Just as an example, this one right here was actually 5 subwaves that we see in here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. After you guys see these kind of 5 subwaves that have formed in here, consider taking profit, guys. You want to consider taking profit because, well, it might be a failed wave, right? If you take half of your profit, you're going to feel a lot better psychologically, subconsciously as well. And knowing that, hey, I actually have some profit in my pocket already. And if you buy in at a later time, it could actually be the house money, okay? So once again, I highly recommend you ladder your buys, like how you also ladder your sells and your profit. So now we are in this pretty much buy zone of mine, and I would consider it still not a failed wave yet, right? It honestly hasn't failed yet, this wave. What I'm hoping for is bounce in this region. That would be amazing. Now, I don't know, based on looking at it, if it's going to go up or down, guys. I've got no idea, right? But what we need to do is acknowledge this green zone as a buy zone right now. Is this going to be a double bottom? Now, this is not really going to be a prediction video. This is more so a thought out rationalization video where I want to help you guys learn how to think, how to critically think, and how to evaluate it from many different perspectives. And eventually you'll gain the skills to ask these types of questions in your head to yourself before and during a trade as well. And these kind of questions that I was asking rhetorically earlier to you guys, since you obviously can't answer, right? Of course it's rhetoric. When you ask yourselves these kind of questions, it'll actually give you a really good gauge and guideline of what you might do or what you might want to do. So now we ask ourselves, is this going to create a double bottom? It might, right? The volume is actually quite high right now. Maybe not in an uptrend, but the volume is looking pretty decent, I have to admit there, right? So let's talk about some possible support zones right now. If this were to downtrend further, we'd probably end up maybe around over here, okay? And if we downtrend even further and it's actually a complete failure in the wave entirely, then of course we're going to downtrend to possibly these areas down over here, right? So now we ask ourselves, what do we want to do, guys? What do we want to do here? What do you guys want to do? Now, this is impossible to take. or to guess this risk, sorry, this scenario right here. It's really hard to predict because Bitcoin right now is in a pretty big correction, right? The bears are definitely in control right now, as I've mentioned, where it went up to 9,500 and then it dropped right back down to under 9,000. And I know that the Bitcoin shorts right now are actually loading up as well. So to me, guys, I don't know if this is going to be a good trade. I'm not too interested in taking it anymore, to be honest, right? We basically got stopped out already, we saw here. But unfortunately, it's very hard to make a bullish call, and I apologize if some of you guys have been stuck in there, right? But the purpose of my channel is to help you guys learn how to critically think during these specific times. So what I always do, guys, regardless of where I enter and how many I have, I like to take about 25 to 75% of my profit. That's me. Maybe even 75 most of the time. At average, I'd probably say like 50 to 75% of my profit I take when it reaches a peak, right? So once it reaches a peak, you take the profit and you consider buying back in on a dip if you do believe it's still bullish. So this to me right now looks like it's sort of stabilizing. I mean, wouldn't it be really nice if this did something like that, right? Say it did something like that, and then it just came back up, and you guys know what that is. That's a double bottom. So now we look at this in here, and we can actually see a pretty decent shape already, right? We see a decent shape already in here. Something like that. It looks like a descending triangle, of course, right? But we never know. This could actually end up being like a wedge in here, a descending triangle, but it could very well break up, right? Because this is holding as a very strong trend line. So if we get a nice bounce on Bitcoin, guys, we could very well end up trending to about 5,000 Satoshi here. Now, this is not really that big of a gain right here at 5,000. It's only 10%, but you know, this definitely looks like it's holding, doesn't it? Based on the points B, points 1, this point right there, and also this point right here as well, okay? So if you guys are interested in this trade, there's a 10% return, right? But now, like I mentioned, like I'm not really interested in this trade anymore, guys. We took the chance, we did our TA, we keep track of a lot of different coins that have good risk to reward setups. And we don't just enter a position, guys, and buy. It's not that easy, okay? I'm going to show you guys my disclaimer, and the reason I have it is it's not to not hold myself accountable or anything like that, but I want to explain something to you guys. Like, I'm just going to paraphrase it, that not all trades are winners, right? And we got to manage our risk with stop losses and wins over time. Even if people have entered at a similar price, because some people can micromanage their risk by shedding, adding, reducing, etc. Well, you know, those things are not called out, right? So despite entering near the same price, sometimes other people may come out well ahead, even if we exit at the same price, because people are managing their risk by adding and reducing, etc. in there, right? Sorry for the sound there. So remember that we profit over time, and we don't focus on winning every single trade. We have to understand that risk management is very important. We have to know how to manage our money and our risk, because if we can't manage our money, how do we keep our money? How do we make more money if we don't know how to manage it? Trading is all about micromanaging your money. So now, guys, I'm not really too interested right now in playing XLM, to be honest. My target still stands for up here, but I don't think the breakout is going to be anytime soon, to be quite honest. I think it'll be more like something like this in here now, and very extended, because Bitcoin is very in limbo right now and it has no idea what it wants to do. So my advice to everybody is to just be cautious right now. We took a chance, nothing we can do about it anymore, right? Bitcoin is obviously dragging down the entire market right now. Not really a lot of coins are going to get bullish, right? Ethereum is just Ethereum is taking a beating as well, and everybody thought that they could hedge into Ethereum. Unfortunately, they were entirely wrong, and I hate to say it, but I was right about Ethereum. Whoever thought it was going to go to like 12, 13, 1400 again after I made that video, guys, it's not happening to Ethereum, okay? And I'm telling you very firmly right now as well that this is not happening for XLM. And you guys know that I'm a straight shooter. I don't shill. I don't pump a coin. I don't ever, you know, like buy into a position and then pump up a coin with TA. It doesn't work like that, guys. I'm here to give you genuine advice and sincere advice. Can you guys hear my heater in Canada? It is, you guys know what weather it is here right now? Let me show you guys. Someone commented before, they said that it always sounds like I've got the laundry on. I'll show you guys how it is in my city, okay? Check out how cold it is in my city here. If you hear that in the background, you guys will hear heaters all the time in the background. It's literally minus 30 in my city right now, and the vents in my house here, you can hear it basically anywhere, and the heater is so prominent. So I just wanted to clarify that on the side note. People have said that I have like attention issues, and I clearly do have like attention issues where I get distracted a lot, so I apologize for going off on a tangent often and talking. Oh, squirrel, look at that squirrel over there. I gotta be back, guys, there's a squirrel. I'm just kidding. So I don't believe that it's gonna go up there, guys, and I don't want you guys to really risk a play, right? I mean, it's really dinky for this play right here for 10%, you know? Like, you guys can risk it if you want to, but I don't know. I don't see it as a really great play right now. Like, maybe 7% with a really crappy stop loss there, 3%. Decent risk to reward, 2.45, but you know what? That's 7% gain. Like, that's pretty tiny, right? So what I might recommend doing for the people that are in a bad situation right now is, like, I hate saying this, guys, and I don't like to give financial advice, but you guys have to believe that Bitcoin long term is going to be a bullish market, okay? Bitcoin is here to stay. Bitcoin is not going anywhere right now. So if I was in a very bad situation I refreshed the backend, sorry. If I was in a really bad situation right now, I would just think to myself, overall, is Bitcoin gonna go to zero, or is it eventually going to recover? And the answer is, yeah, it's going to recover eventually. But the bigger question is, how much tolerance to pain can you take, right? How much money do you have tied up as well? Do you need to free up some of your capital there that's invested in something, right? What's your principal amount? Do you guys have it all tied up in XLM? If so, you know, like, you have to make that option. Do I just want to hold through this very bullish market long term and try to break even? Or do I actually want to take a loss so I can get some of that money out and maybe put it in another coin where I see potential, right? So these are just some things that I like to think about all the time as well when I'm in a position, for example, right? Yeah, so maybe not necessarily like, you know, moving money around, because that's fine on my end. I know that's kind of weird to say that, but what I'm saying is, some people, not everyone is in that situation. Oh, that sounded really bad. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean it like that at all, okay? Sometimes I just have too much coffee or something and I just say things wrong, so I apologize if it comes off rude. I'm Canadian, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, everybody. Yeah, come over, guys. Come over and have some moose jerky. It's so good. Come check out my igloo. I got a new little TV in the igloo. So, yeah. So I don't think it's gonna go up there, guys. Not anytime soon. If it does, this is a really ugly impulse wave, you know, like, it's a really ugly impulse wave that went up there. So I'm gonna wait very patiently to see if it actually breaks out of this green support zone right here, okay? And then I'm probably gonna buy on a confirmation uptrend when Bitcoin starts to recover. And I'm hoping that Bitcoin will start to recover between 7,900 and 8,400, right? So if we assume that something bullish may happen for Bitcoin down the road, then the people that are holding, that are in a very bad spot right now, of course, Bitcoin is also going to recover your coin as well, and I'm sure that many coins will also ride it. So please don't feel so bad that sometimes we take chances and they don't work out, simply because Bitcoin is unfortunately a dictator, okay? Sorry to joke about that, but that's what Bitcoin is. He controls everybody, okay? He's just that kind of guy. Like, Bitcoin is the boss, and all these guys are the biatches, right? And what Bitcoin does, unfortunately, it will drag the market down or up regarding the direction that it goes. So I just wanted to give you guys my quick thoughts on XLM, right? And yeah, like, Bitcoin is unfortunately in control right now, and you guys have to basically take a step back and ask yourself, do you believe in this bullish market? If you do, just hold, guys. I'm no financial advisor, but you know what? When you look at every coin that we have doubted in the past before, getting it to some extremely ridiculous highs, doing thousands of % gains, do you think that XLM in 2019 will be at the same price, will be less, or do you think it'll be higher? Honestly, My answer is I think every like top 20, top 50 coin is going to flourish this year. We just need to understand that the correction phase is a very normal part of the market cycle and that things will recover because this is blockchain technology. This is incredibly new and uncharted territory right now. And for every major run up, please understand that we've gone up from $700 to $20,000 in literally 7-8 months. And now, as bullish as some coins are that are introduced to the market, that are new coins, there's always hot stuff coming up as well, right? It's still going to fall victim to, or fall prey rather, to what Bitcoin does, okay? So once again, I apologize if this didn't go as planned, but please, as a trader, we must understand that without risk, there's no possibility of reward. And we took the chance, it failed. Simple as that, and we move on, guys. No trades are going to be guaranteed 100%, regardless of how great TA is, right? We nailed some targets, we got a small impulse wave up, but it simply just didn't go as planned. So what's really important as a trader is to shape up our mentality. We have to really discipline our mentality and train it, because you wouldn't believe this, guys. I don't know if you guys do, but if you know, brilliant guys are in crypto, we have to admit that. Brilliant guys play in the stock market as well. Some of the smartest people in the world all compete against each other. Well, what differentiates a really good trader, for example, versus a mediocre trader, even if they're the same intelligence level? Well, it would be emotional discipline, right? Emotional discipline and mentality in general. It's not the way you, it's not how smart you are, it's how well you can manage your emotions as well, because unfortunately, all of the stock market and crypto, guys, is all fueled by your emotions. And the way we try to get rid of these emotions is through well thought out process, okay? That's through well thought. Hey guys, that's pretty cool. Metaverse just actually got back to me here. Metaverse got back to me. And I actually just reached out to Metaverse. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys something really cool right now. I reached out to Metaverse because they just fired Janice Shi there, who is the marketing director. And they're basically, the reason why Metaverse is really not talked about right now and not doing well is because of their marketing, okay? So Metaverse fired their or let go, whatever, they parted ways. That might be a bad word to use, fired. They parted ways with Janice there. And now they're looking for a new marketing director, right? Whatever. So I just, because I'm a fan of Metaverse still, I love and hate them, I reached out to them and said, hey, would you guys like to do an interview with me, right? Do you want to do an interview with me? Maybe you can give the public some feedback so we can get it going a little bit, since you're on that road anyways for marketing. And they literally just got back to me right now, guys. And they said this to me, pretty cool. They said to me to contact support. Pretty awesome, right? Wicked. So yeah, anyways, this is where I stand with XLM. I will not do anything, guys, until we reach a critical point. Until either this consolidates in here, or until Bitcoin finishes its thing, or until we break down to this resistance area, or we break down to this other resistance area, or support areas, I mean. And other than that, guys, there's really not much of a play right now, unless you want to short it, right? So you guys need to, the people who are interested in maybe taking a short-term trade, you might want to consider this one that I talked about as well. I'm just talking about some possible scenarios and supports, right? We always have to look at the most relevant support areas based on swing lows. Swing low here, here's another swing lower. So these are my quick thoughts on XLM here. And I apologize once again, guys, that things didn't go as planned. Other than that, I'd really appreciate an upvote on Steam it. Make sure you guys also like, subscribe, and share as well all the material on YouTube and on Twitter. And if you guys especially want to thank me, you're welcome to buy me a coffee just by donating something. But don't ever feel obligated, because I've got your guys' back, and you guys know that. I just wanted to do a very quick update to let you guys know what I think of XLM. And what I firmly think of XLM is that this impulse wave unfortunately failed, because we're retracing a ridiculous amount right now because of Bitcoin. And c'est la vie, mes amis. C'est tout. Have yourselves a great night. Take it easy now. Bye.